to be doing something a little bit different today. Before I get into that, we are going to be giving away this handful of stickers right here in our first video after we hit 50 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Back on the topic of what we're doing today, Jake and I are going to go over to our buddy's house and we're going to give you guys a rundown of all the modifications and all the work that's gone into his car. So that way we kind of break up the content that we're putting out. It gives you guys some variety and just a little bit different flavor. If you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment down below saying you want to see more of this stuff, because we might do this in the future also. And I'll pick this back up when we get over there. So this is David. This is COYOTE SWAPPED Crown Vic. What's the number one question you get asked about this?
How much does it cost?
Which the answer is
Maybe almost 7, but everyone thinks it's too much. So then they never do it.
So what would you say was the hardest part of the entire swap?
Probably just wiring, because I'm stupid. But even that turned out to be easy. It's like hook up 4 wires to the ignition, you run the green power to the fuel pump, and made a fuel system, and it started. And that was it. Yeah.
And TR3650 trans is in it.
Yep, 04 Mustang trans, Volvo electric hydraulic power steering, Ride Tech coilovers in the front, some Moog springs in the back, 19x10 GT500 replicas.
What is this engine out of?
This is a 2012 F-150 motor, and that's like $1,800. The Mustang motor was like still over $3,000, so we just got one of these, 115,000 miles on it. In the local junkyard, put Mustang intake cams in it, boundary oil pump gear, billet oil pump gears, and a billet crank sprocket. Because I guess the oil pump gears shatter at rev limiter, and I love limiter, so yep, there's that. And Mustang Mishimoto radiator, and Mustang cooling fan, and GT500 coolant bottle. Had to make mounts to hold that up, and
As the hood prop had to be rigged.
yeah, because I'm stupid, and yeah, and over there the hood shock would hit the fuel pressure regulator, so I didn't think about none of that. But
What is that, pine? That's nice.
Pine? Oak?
Oh. Yeah, I'm not very good at
Yeah, I
wood
don't
types,
know.
but
I don't know.
looks like a pine to
wood
me.
well enough.
like
Did you
pine.
have to change your oil pan?
I don't know if, well, I guess I could have made one out of a Crown Vic oil pan and the truck oil pan. I guess my good friend Austin said you could just cut them in half and weld them together. But I just bought a COYOTE Swap oil pan for a Fox Body Mustang, and then Outcast AutoWorks adjustable mod motor mounts, and just adjusted them all the way back, and it all cleared. But the one thing I was nervous about, because I've never done anything like this, is how far the motor's like tilted back. And I didn't know if that was right, or if that's how it was supposed to be. And then sure enough, I looked at my truck that has the same motor, and it was just fine, but I still think it looks goofy.
And you had to relocate the oil filter, right?
Yep. I had MMR oil filter relocation kit, and well, here's the fancy Volvo electric hydraulic power steering. I can turn that on. It's like, I think Power by the Hour makes all kinds of swap parts for these, and it was like 300 bucks or something to put a hydraulic power steering pump on this motor. And I've killed like 6 of those. I don't know if it's the high RPMs that does it. And then I found this on the internet, and it's 3 wires, power, ground, 12 volt signal, plummet to the rack with a return line. And I got that one for 30 bucks at a junkyard. So now it's, I mean, it feels all right. It feels almost normal.
Just run it, man.
Yeah. Cheap and easy. So I know it don't mean for much horsepower, but it's only got alternator, water pump, crank, and tensioner.
So how'd this whole thing start? What was the first thing you did?
Manual swap 1 year. The next spring we did cams, long tubes, and I think lowered it that year. And then the third summer I had a Torque Tech kit with a stock Eaton supercharger on it, and that was good and really cool and fun, but I felt like I was always chasing vacuum leaks, and I don't know, I was beating on it, driving it while it had a vacuum leak and a misfire, and then I fixed the vacuum leak and the misfire, and it was running better than it ever has, and then it started knocking that day. So then I just decided to sell all of that and coyote swap it.
So do you have any future plans for this, or no, not yet?
Boost. But I think if we throw 10 pounds at this, I'll probably need a transmission also.
Yeah, I don't think that TR3650 will hold up.
I mean, it might if I just keep rolling the tires, but if I get any sort of traction, it's just going to be garbage. So probably 10 pounds of boost and a T56, and hope for 600 wheel, and hope the stock bottom end holds together.
So what was the easiest part of everything?
After it was all done, I would say it was all easy. I mean, with the right oil pan and motor mounts, it bolted right in. It's got stainless works long tubes for a 2-valve Crown Vic, but I just cut those flanges off and had a friend TIG weld Coyote flanges on, so those headers bolted right up. And like I said, we bolted it in, threw the harness on it, cooling system, made a fuel system, hooked up a few wires, and hooked up 2 wires, and that made the tach, temp gauge, gas gauge work. And then I got the speed cow box that I just need to fine tune. The speedometer works right now, but there's little dials in there you gotta turn, and so everything but traction control and ABS, I think those are the only things that don't work like factory anymore.
And you don't care about that anyway.
No, I don't give a fuck.
So I guess that's pretty much it then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably lots of stuff we're forgetting, but I'm sure once the right people see this, and more questions will pop up, and I'm sure I'll be on your channel again.
What's your least favorite part about the car?
Probably how I think everyone thinks it's nice. I don't know if everyone on Instagram does think it's a nice car, but it's beat to shit, and it's actually garbage. But it runs good and it's loud, and you know, if you have a super nice car, you don't want to do what I do with this one anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Jake, you got anything to add?
I just want to know if it'll rip some bagels.